The next thing is risk management and internal controls. Of course, the ICPs have requirements, and it is indeed important that insurance entities have risk management and internal controls that are effective enough to protect the insurance funds and to make sure that the insurance company is sound and financially viable. These requirements, risk management internal control could, for example, require certain internal control functions to be established within the entity. For example, you could have requirements for an internal auditor, for a risk management function, for a compliance function, and for an actuarial function within the inclusive insurance entity. Of course, we do know that with the nature, size, and complexity of inclusive insurance entities, it will be extremely difficult for the majority of them to be able to set up these risk management functions. The other thing is that the ICPs also require that these functions should be independent of operations, and they should have the necessary resources to operate, and they should have adequate authority. I mean, these, if applied in a straitjacket way to inclusive insurance market, would be a serious barrier, and none of those entities may qualify. And so we need to look at possible alternatives or adaptations of these requirements to support inclusive insurance market. So the first possibility is to enable the inclusive insurance entities to combine these functions. So they probably shouldn't be required to have internal audit function, risk management function, compliance function, actuarial function. It should be possible to have just say one person providing or performing these services, but of course with some controls so that there is the checks and balances will work appropriately as required. The other option would be to outsource some of these services. There are firms and organizations that will provide these services for fees, some affordable fees, and so it should be possible to outsource these. Even some instances, it should be possible for the supervisor to look into an apex organization which would provide these services to the inclusive insurance operators.